The Miami Redhawks have arrived in Ypsilanti looking to push their record to an impressive 28-0 and 15-0 in conference play, but standing in their way is an Eastern Michigan Eagle team with one thing on their mind, and that's an upset. You're watching the MAC here on ESPN, and we welcome you to the West Campus of Eastern Michigan University as we count you down a tip-off in this one between Eastern Michigan and the 21st ranked Miami Redhawks. Welcome into the George Gervin Game Above Center. Ryan Woolley joined alongside by Reggie Butler. Elena Davis will be joining us here momentarily, and here we go, Reggie. This is all for both of these teams. Keep that undefeated streak alive or keep your tournament hopes alive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's do or die for both teams as far as the streak for if you're Miami or your season and getting into the tournament if you're Eastern.
If Miami has hopes of winning this game and moving to 28-0, they've got a lot of star power, but we're going to focus on Ian Elmer because he can really do it all.
Yes, he can. I mean, he's an all-around player. He shoots the three from deep. He can get to the basket. He's very tough. You'll never see him break in pressure situations, and he's one of the leaders for this team.
Averaging right around 12 points a game, 11th in the MAC, and 6 rebounds a contest. He has 13 double-figure games and 4 20-plus point outings this season. Meantime, for Eastern Michigan, if they're able to pull the upset today, they need Mo Habhab to step up in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been a rock for them all season. This is his breakout year. This is the perfect game for him to have one of his best games of the season.
He had 21 points, 9 rebounds in their last outing against the Toledo Rockets. Leads the team at 14 points a game, 8 rebounds. That is the second best mark in the MAC. He also has a triple-double this season that took place earlier this year against Oakland. For more on this game, though, let's turn things over to the third member of our team, Elena Davis.
Well, Ryan, it's no secret what Miami's motivation has been all season long. Let's look back at March of last year where the Redhawks won the MAC regular season title game. Miami controlled most of that game. 57 seconds to be exact, up until Akron's final game-winning shot. We talked to head coach Travis Steele about that moment, and he said that fueled his fire for this season. He summed it up for me, though. He said one phrase: unfinished business. He wants that regular season title, he wants that tournament title, and most importantly, he wants that banner hung up in his arena. Ryan?
Well, he's certainly well on his way to doing so. You take a look at their record. They are ranked number 21 in the latest AP Top 25 college basketball poll, 27-0 and 14-0 in conference play. Reggie, that's already 2 games better than they were last year when they set a new record of 25 wins.
Yes, it is. I mean, what a phenomenal start for Miami, and so they're going to look to keep things going tonight.
And then you got an Eastern Michigan team that's coming in 10-18. They're 4-11 in conference play. Certainly not the season they wanted. We talked about it. Really, their tournament hopes hang in the balance. If they go 3-0 the rest of the way, there's only a 70% chance they get in. If they go 2-1, it drops all the way down to 5. So somebody is going to leave here disappointed at the end of tonight.
And if you're Eastern Michigan, they heard the word chance. If there's a chance, you come out and compete.
Miami will win the tip. They're moving here left to right. They are the number 1 ranked offense in the MAC. They average right around 92 points a game. Point goes to Ian Elmer to start this one. Pull-up jumper just inside the 3-point line.
And Ian Elmer, we featured him before the game, and we'll see the lineups.
Take a look at Eastern Michigan starting 5. Lawson, Ellison, Habhab, who again is their leading scorer. Addison Patterson and Godslove out there. Right now, Godslove getting tangled up, trying to go for that rebound. It's going to stay here with Eastern Michigan. They'll get a jump ball call. Got tangled up there with Antoine Woelfolk. Woelfolk, the 6'9" senior out of Cleveland. Let's take a look at Miami starters coming into this game as well. We talked about Elmer, but Skaljak, Suter, Woelfolk, and Byers. Byers tied for the team lead at 15 points a game, and here's Woelfolk. Euro step finds his way in, and Miami's off and running to start 4-0.
Yep, and Miami, they're able to take advantage of the turnover off the inbounds pass.
Turnovers certainly have been an issue for Eastern Michigan this season. They're 10th in the MAC. Cough it up right around 12 times a game. Offensively, they're 11th, scoring around 71 points. Here's Habhab, a little sky hook for himself. That one doesn't go. Woelfolk right there for the rebound.
Good defense there. Habhab wasn't able to get that hook to fall.
Skaljak drives baseline, kicks it over into the corner. Now they're working around left wing. This one moves around to Byers. Suter down to 12 on the shot clock, drops it off left side. Skaljak with it, pulls up over Ellison. He'll hit 3 straight buckets for Miami to start this game, and it's 6-0 Redhawks.
And what you see from the start is why Miami shoots such a high field goal percentage. You have 2 mid-range shots and then a layup on a fast break.
They shoot 53% from the field. That is best in the Mid-American Conference. They're also best from the long line. They shoot 40% from deep. Eastern now down to 10 on the shot clock, looking for their first field goal. They're 0 for 3. Now make it 0 for 4 with a rebound. Kicks back out. Godslove corrals it. Eastern can reset it. Lawson with it.
Yep, and if you're Eastern, what you want to do is you want to get the level of intensity up. Try to see if you can make Miami uncomfortable.
Lawson tries to drive in, puts up his shot, doesn't go. Hab right there, kicks it out to Lawson, left side, looking for 3. Oh, halfway down, doesn't go. Godslove went right back up for the rebound with a whistle underneath. And it's going to go to the Redhawks. So, Reggie, let's break down this game. What do you see being the keys to victory both ways?
Well, Miami, they want to shut down the paint. Hab and Godslove are such big factors. You want to control that. And focus on today. It's easy to look ahead just as far as NCAA tournament hopes and focus on today. Eastern Michigan, they want to guard the three-point line. Put your heels on the line. Don't be under the line. And then play with pride. You still, you're a college basketball player. Whether you get into the conference tournament or not, play with pride.
They got a good fan base here tonight. A lot of Eastern fans coming out, as well as Miami fans. We were told they were expecting around 3,500 fans. They're still filing in from outside. Here's Hab. Left side for 3, airballs that one. Eastern starting 0 for 7 from the field in this game. They're 0 for 3 from deep.
When you start like this, the easiest way to get a bucket is off the offensive glass.
Elmer trying to back his man down, gets to Wolf, kicks it out. Scalejack now trying to drive baseline. Good defense there by Ellison, then gets by him, and Eastern Michigan comes away with it. That's Ellison trying to push it down the floor. Last game, Eastern fell to Toledo 94-75. Meantime, Miami knocked off Bowling Green 91-77. Here's Hab. Gets it down low to Godslove. Godslove trying to work his way in. Uses the pivot, still doesn't go. Eastern now 0 for 8 to start this game.
If they haven't had a clean look yet, Miami's played great defense.
Long 3 from the left side, hits the front side of the rim. Addison Patterson right there for the rebound. That's his now second of the game. Ellison tries to pass that one inside to Godslove. It's intercepted though, underneath by Brant Byers. Eastern turns it over again. Second turnover of the night for the Eagles.
You're Ellison. You got stopped right there in the paint. You know what? Pass it early or late, not in the middle.
6-0 Miami on top. There you see it, nearly 92 points a game is what they put up. And again, they had 91 against the Falcons in that last game. Shot 52% from the field. They were 43% from deep. They also went to the line, Reggie, 27 times, converted 18 of them.
Yeah, and overall, they're just a highly efficient offensive team.
Byers backing down Hab, leans into it, blocked by Mo. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Now goes back up, couldn't get the shot to go, but a foul on Mo Habab. And we're back in Ypsilanti after this. Tonight's game between Eastern Michigan and Miami brought to you by Belfour Property Restoration, the leading disaster recovery partner for businesses and communities across Michigan and around the world, as well as the Eastern Insider Podcast powered by DTE with Elena Davis and Greg Steiner. Catch new episodes every week on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, and more. Eastern Michigan upset a ranked team at home. It took place at the Bowen Fieldhouse. The Eagles knocked off then number 14 Wisconsin 92-76. That was back December 10th of 1994. And Reggie, how about this? Stan Van Gundy was the head coach of the Badgers.
Wow, what history. And you see there the fans storm the court. I mean, that was a great win and just during a part of a great season as well. Games like that are memorable. I'm sure those guys who participated all remember how that felt.
Bowen Fieldhouse is certainly a place a lot of Eastern Michigan fans like to remember. Here at the George Gervin Game Above Center, hoping to make some new memories and would love to knock off the number 21 ranked Miami Redhawks. But right now, Eastern trails 6-0, and you make it 7-0. At the line is Brant Byers.
And speaking of upsets, I was telling the guys before the game, in college, Miami, at Xavier, we were the number 7 team in the country going into Miami in 1997, and they stopped our winning streak and stormed the court on us and upset us there, you know, as a ranked team. So, I mean, both programs have a history of knocking off ranked teams.
Yeah, a lot of history between these two, and of course, winning streaks. Of course, Stan Heath, no stranger to winning a lot at Kent State, 21 straight games when he was the head coach there, an Elite 8 run, as Eastern now misses another one. They're 0 for 9 to start this game and 0 for 4 from deep. Now the Redhawks trying to answer on the other side, a long three. That one does not go. That was Atlason. Eastern now trying to push it down the floor with Patterson.
And when you've started the game shooting like this, you got to calm your nerves. You got to not look at the last shot, but what's the next best shot you can get? Where's something open at?
And you always talk about it when that first one goes through. It just kind of opens up like shooting into an ocean. There's Ellison near the left block, pulls up, leaves that one short. It's the front side of the rim. 0 for 10 now for EMU to start this game.
Yeah, not the way they would want to, but if you notice, once they start getting offensive rebounds, then you have a chance.
Godslove might have got a piece of that one. Eastern now trying to push it back the other way. That's Ellison. Drives in, picks up his dribble, kicks it out. There's Lawson. Lawson lowers his shoulder, couldn't get that one to go. Ball pops out, and the rebound into the hands now of Atlason, and Miami trying to push. They had the numbers, now they feed down low. A pump fake underneath, and that one goes up and in by Trey Perry.
There's times for Eastern where it feels like it's a lid on the basket, and Miami has been taking advantage at the other end, fast breaking off some of those misses.
Miami 4 for 10 to start this game. Eastern Michigan 0 for 11. There's Patterson. In his last game, just 5 points, 5 rebounds. That was against the Rockets down in Toledo. Down to 7 now on the shot clock for EMU. Ellison pulls up, same spot he missed his last one from. That is airballed, and Miami brings it down the floor. Another miss here for the Eagles to start this game. Byers pulls up, hits. That was right over Patterson, and 12-0 to start this game, and that's going to make Stan Heath take a timeout. 13:44 to play here in the first half, and the Eagles 0 for 12 from the floor. Meantime, Miami looking pretty good to start this one. Again, 5 of 11 under the direction of head coach Travis Steele, now in his 4th season down there in Miami. He was the former Xavier head coach from 2018 to the 2022 season. Spent 14 seasons there, though, and Reggie, I mentioned it last year. Got him to 25 wins, which was a then program record. Now they've exceeded that. And then here they are on the cusp of moving to 28-0 and trying to become yet another undefeated team in the regular season.
Yeah, well, Travis has done a phenomenal job. I mean, 25 wins last year, and now here you have the undefeated season, and he's instilled culture in them. The players buy in. He talks about, he uses the word connectivity a lot, and they're a group that sticks together.
You think about Eastern Michigan, too. Elena had a great story at the start of this broadcast, how that Akron game sticks in the craw of the Redhawks. How about Eastern Michigan and Miami in last year's MAC tournament? Eastern getting there for the first time since before COVID, at least going down to Cleveland, and they led 59-57 with 7:17 to go. It was a very tight back-and-forth game, but Redhawks used a 17-2 run to go up 13 and pulled away and eventually made the championship game.
Yeah, an exciting finish. Not if you're a Miami fan, but just a great game, and that's sticking in their craw.
Well, finally, Eastern Michigan gets into the scoring column. They missed their first 12 shots, but Addison Patterson finds his way into the lane and makes it 12-2 in favor of the Redhawks.
Yep, and that's a good job by Patterson. He wasn't to be denied on that play.
There's Suter rising up, launching a three. Doesn't go. There are two Eagles right there. They didn't go for the rebound. Instead, Justin Kirby skies in, gets the offensive board and the putback.
You got to make sure you box out, even on the perimeter.
There's Patterson again. Wow, got around two. No-look pass goes to Chanu, and he goes up for the two-handed jam. Back-to-back buckets now for Eastern Michigan on the offensive side, and it's 14-4.
Yep, so if you're Patterson, keep on attacking. You're the one who's created a little bit of momentum. You can't take your foot off the gas now.
There's Suter. Passes it down baseline. That one goes out of bounds. So Eastern Michigan's defense forces a turnover. First turnover of the game here for Miami, and the Eagles will take back over now down 10 with 12:33 to play here in the first half. But let's go back and take a look at the last couple of buckets. This was the miss by Suter, but watch the rebound. Kirby just came in right between Hab and Patterson, got it. Then on the other side, the extra pass to Chanu, and he's able to slam it home.
Yep, and Patterson, who had just knifed through the lane to get a layup, he used that to his advantage as the defense thought he was going to do it again, and he dropped it off.
See if Eastern can go 3 for 3 on their last 3 possessions after that timeout. Patterson down to 10 on the shot clock. Looking for a three, left side. That looked good, but hit the backside of the rim, and whistle underneath the bucket. Eastern Michigan now 0 for 5 from the three-point line to start this game, and 2 of 15 overall.
Yep, and your next one is your best one. Of course, you adjust, you try to get to the basket, but you don't stop shooting just because you've missed.
So first team foul here on Miami will stay with Eastern Michigan. Mansell rises up, draws some contact. He was inside the three-point line, so back-to-back fouls now on the Red Hawks.
And that's what I come to expect from Mansell. He's a free-flowing guy, if that makes sense. He kind of literally lets his hair down, per se. And you know, he's somebody who, he's not going to watch the score. He's just going to come in, he's going to play, he's going to take the shots he takes.
Take a look at Stan Heath's resume. 5th season here at Eastern Michigan. 3-time Coach of the Year in his records. And that's the one thing that I thought Travis Steele did a nice job on. He talked very highly about Stan Heath in the conference call this week and said, look, Stan knows more than I probably ever will, or at least forgot more than I know. He's been to the G League. He went to Arkansas. He coached Kent State during that run because, you know, as a coach, you kind of lean on those around you, especially when you're in the situation. 27 straight wins is impressive, but then that pressure starts to mount every game, and you kind of lean on those that have been there before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coach Heath has done it all. Won championships at the next level. Of course, had great college teams, and so that says a lot about Travis to even recognize and understand that, hey, that's somebody who I can tap into his history.
And he may reach out to him after this game, and Mansell reaches in, steals that one away. Up to Green now. Green thought about driving baseline, instead kicks it out to Mansell, looking for a three, left side, and he hits it! Big bucket by Mac Mansell. First three after missing their first 5 from downtown, and it's 14-9 Miami.
Told you, Mac is going to let his hair down, and he's playing just like it.
And then Miami airballs it on the other side. Eastern Michigan on a 9-2 run. It's now 14-9 here in Ypsilanti. Red Hawks on top.
George Gervin game above center, and it is not business as usual in Ypsilanti. Eastern pushed hard to get this arena packed, and as you can see, it is a green out here today. I talked to some of the teammates on Eastern squad, and I asked them, what is the message going into a game like this? And they said, we don't care about Miami's record. We want to play our best basketball, and that's really all we can do. But they did tell me that they want to feed off this energy in the crowd, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Ryan?
Yeah, they're starting to feed off it now because they're scoring too, Reggie. 9-2 right before that last media timeout. That's going to get the crowd up and going. And Eastern Michigan turns it over, though, on the inbound, which is just not what you can do when you're trying to mount that little bit of a comeback, especially after the timeout.
Yeah, and that turnover is unfortunate for Eastern Michigan, but this crowd is ready to erupt. Before the game, the players were just coming out to shoot around, and one of the fans yelled, "Overrated!" And one of the Miami guys said, "Already?" And so, the crowd is ready. Eastern just has to give them something.
Give them something to cheer about. 9-2 run made it 14-9, now 16-9. 10:50 to go here first half. Another air ball from downtown from Miami, who again is a deadly three-point shooting team. They make right around 11 threes a game. That is second best in the Mid-American Conference. But so far in this game, Reggie, they're 0 for 5.
And here you see the full court press Miami immediately did, and it got the turnover.
Second time, Eastern tried to get it in. First one was intercepted. Now the Redhawks will take back over. Suter scored that last bucket for Miami down here on Eastern side. Now they're going to look for another three. That's Byers. Pump fake, drives in, goes right at Mansell. A little bit of a bump, no call, but still able to finish at the rim.
Yeah, and Byers showed good patience because when he caught it, he was open, but he knew Chanu wasn't going to be able to stop his momentum, so he attacked the closeout.
Byers, the MAC Freshman of the Year last year, also a MAC Freshman team honors. Tied for the team lead at 15 points a game. So far with 8 in this contest, they'll lead the way for Miami, and now the Redhawks trying to push it back down the floor. This is Skaljack, pump fake, gets Green in the air, and then the putback is good by Suter, who was trailing the play. Now 6 straight points for Miami.
Yep, and you got to be able to get that rebound if you're Eastern Michigan.
There's Green, he tries to go in. Hab had his jersey tugged, no call. He put his hands up looking for the foul. Instead he gets the ball. 12 to shoot. Now spins around Woolfolk, goes right at the rim, couldn't get it to go. One and done again for Eastern Michigan. They are now 3 of 18 from the field.
And Hab, who's had a great season, you have to figure out your defender. What is his, just like a defender figures out an offensive player, you got to figure out what is his form of attack on defense. It looks like he wants to play strong, and so Hab has to find out what's going to be the counter to that.
Hab gets in the air there on the pump fake. Mansell able to clean it up. Hab so far 0 for 3 to start this game. We spotlighted him at the beginning, said Eastern's certainly going to need him to pull the upset in Ypsilanti. Baseline jump shot rattles around the rim, pulled off by Byers, who's been all over the floor. That's Byers' 3rd rebound already.
Yeah, Byers, he's a do-it-all guy.
Averages right around 4 rebounds per contest. Trying to drive in here, down at 15 on the shot clock, nearly knocked away. Suter kicks it over to the left side, that goes to Elmer. High arcing 3 goes through. A 9-0 run to answer Eastern Michigan's 9-2 run, and it's now 23-9.
Yeah, and Elmer, the Cincinnati native, he's a former Queen City Prophet AAU guy. Was a good player from around the area, and now it's producer for Miami.
This just goes to show you how good Miami is. You cannot make mistakes. You think about those 4 easy points they gave up, gave Miami a little bit of momentum, and then they come back. Suter hits, and then now Elmer from deep for their first 3 of the game.
Yeah, you just can't let go. I mean, they have the ultimate confidence. I mean, Elmer, he wasn't necessarily what you would call open, but he just had the confidence. He seized his moment.
Well, Hab at the line right now for Eastern Michigan. Eagles have shot 2 free throws in this game. That was Mansell. He made both of them. And Hab will connect on his first. Make it 23-10 here with the George Gervin game above center.
And if you're Eastern Michigan, you want to knock down this free throw so you can get your defense set. And when you look up, it's still early. You don't want to go in panic mode, but you do want to try to find your rhythm offensively.
Woolfolk picked up the foul, which is why Hab is at the line. Second free throw, halfway down, pops out, nearly went out on the baseline. Oh, man, he was teetering. That was Suter.
Wow, what balance to get on his tippy toes.
Patterson up on him near the top of the key. They'll work it around left side, goes over to Tyler Robbins, who's checked in for the first time. Now Suter
Down to 10 on the shot clock. Drove in on Godslove. Nice pass to Byers, goes baseline. Godslove reaches in. That one goes out. Last touched by EMU. So with 6 seconds now on the shot clock, it will stay with the Red Hawks.
Yep, and Coach Heath, he felt that would have been off the Red Hawks, but the referee turned around and immediately told him who it was off.
Down to 5. Scalejack with it. He's got to put it up. Launches it from the right side. Doesn't go. Godslove just jumped on that one, but goes out of bounds. That was Tyler Robbins, who had just the right position over Godslove. Robbins 6'10", Godslove 6'9", but just the ricochet off the board nearly resulted in the rebound to Miami, but goes out of bounds.
Well, what happens when you shoot a three, 70% of the time that it misses, it goes to the other side. And Godslove, he had the inside position as the primary defender, help side defender, but when it came off, the Red Hawks player had the advantage.
We saw the drop tracker there, Reggie. Eastern looking for their first field goal in nearly 4 minutes. Last field goal was the three-pointer by Mansell. Godslove puts it up off the window and gets it to go. So 23-12.
Good determination by Godslove. Once he caught it, he had going up on his mind.
There's Byers. He's going to go for a three. Godslove blocked it. Now the outlet pass goes to Godslove. Oh, just out of his hands. And then he falls over the photographers. That would have got the crowd on their feet. Godslove still down, but Miami with the lead. It is 23-12 here in Ypsilanti. 7:29 to go first half, but what a block by Godslove. For Eastern Michigan, big reason why has been the play of Brant Byers. He's so far 3 of 9 from the field, 8 points along with 3 rebounds. He's played the 10 minutes for Miami to start this game. He's been able to go inside and out, but the one thing he does not have going for him yet, Reggie, in this game, he is 0 for 4 from the long line.
Yeah, and he hasn't needed it because everything he's done has been in the paint, and he showed amazing toughness. Every shot he shot, he's gotten bumped, and he's still been able to finish.
13th in the conference in points per game, averaging 15 a game. 9th in three-point field goal percentage. He shoots at 41%, but again, 0 for 4 of the 9 that Miami has taken. Right before the break, we saw Eastern Michigan turn it over. Godslove had the block on the left wing. Outlet pass just out of his reach. And now Miami comes down the floor after Eastern coughed it up for the 6th time in this game. Miami already with 10 points off the miscues. Now they feed it over left side. That's Elmer looking for a wide open three, and you leave him open, he's going to hit that 9 times out of 10.
Yes, he is. He started off the game with a jump shot, and right there, he continues to stay hot.
He ended the three-point drought for the Red Hawks. They missed their first 6 Before Elmer got that first three, now back-to-back threes for Elmer. Here's Ellison, spins, that one's left short. Rebound, guess who? It's Brant Byers.
But Eastern just hasn't been able to find their flow yet.
Byers drops it off here to Skaljak. Make that Suter. Baseline jump shot. Wow, that hit the top of the window. Took an awkward bounce halfway down and then popped out.
Yeah, a good roll for Eastern Michigan.
There's Lawson. Feeds it inside to Habhab. Habhab goes in strong and slams it home with a two-handed jam.
That's it. That's how Mo has to play. You got to be determined.
Habhab 14th in the conference in points a game, leads Eastern at 14 per contest. That is his first field goal of the night. He's 1 of 4 from the field. Down to 10 to shoot. Elmer feeds it left side. That goes over to Suter. He's launching a three. Comes off the rim. Ellison right there for the rebound. Eastern with their 17th board. Now a +1 advantage on the glass. Patterson nearly had it knocked away. How about Peter Suter? Missed the shot. Good defense on the other side. Now they go back to Habhab. Oh, he just got that one over the rim. And Eastern will have to go back to work defensively.
After the spin, I don't think Habhab knew exactly where he was at because he put it up with his left in the wrong spot.
Nice ball movement here. They work around to Byers, looking for his first three, and there it is. Missed his first four, and he fills it up from the left side, and it's 29-14 Miami.
The way Miami moves the ball is impressive, and at any point, anybody who catches it could actually shoot it.
Miami made 13 three-pointers against the Falcons on Friday night. That matched their highest total in conference play. Skaljak and Elmer draining 5 each in that game. Right now, 3 three-pointers for them in this one, and they've all come on their last 3 possessions. It was Elmer making back-to-back, and then now Byers with that last one.
Yep, and that's hard to guard because as the ball's being moved around the perimeter, you have to respect the drive, but also they're looking at the rim. They're looking to shoot that as well.
Inbound pass comes to Habhab here on the baseline. He's got Woolfolk with him. Just over 5 minutes to play here in Ypsilanti's first half at the George Gervin Game Above Center. Gregory Lawson rises up. He hits. That's his first field goal of the game. He missed his first 5 shots, but hits that one.
Yeah, that's somebody who they want to get going. Lawson, as of late, has been on fire. He's been making a lot of jump shots, shooting the 3-ball well, so he wants to get going tonight.
He got the start against Central Michigan back on January 27th. Started every game since, double figures in 6 of his last 8 games, but struggled in his last outing. Did not score against Toledo. Miami comes back, matches underneath. 4:30 to play here first half. 31-16 Redhawks.
Yep, and right there, if you're Mo, you got to just be able to guard him one-on-one because I don't think Eastern Michigan had a plan to double team on that play.
Woolfolk that went in, got his 4th point of the game. Eastern Michigan comes back, gives it back up. The turnovers here, 7 for EMU, 2 for Miami. Trey Perry will bring it down the floor. Redhawks shooting 46% from the field. Shot no good. Lawson right there for the rebound. Tries to go right side. Picks up his dribble. Drops it now over to Green. Habhab, top of the key, down to 18 on the shot clock. Lawson looking for a three, and he finds it right in front of the Miami bench. Eastern makes it 31-19. 5 straight points for Lawson, and you talked about it, Reg. Eastern needs the point production out of him. Then quickly the other way, Miami rises up. That was Woolfolk trying to answer from the right wing.
And if you're Lawson, stay aggressive.
Lawson feeds it over to Patterson. He goes all the way in. Get a foul here on Miami. But Gregory Lawson missed his first 5 shots of the night. He's made his last 2. Rising up and hitting. And it's 31-19. Koch Center here in Ypsilanti. Miami on top of Eastern Michigan by 10, 31-21. The Eagles right now on a 7-2 run. 5 of those points, though, coming off the hands of Gregory Lawson, Reggie. He missed his first 5 shots. This was his first one, able to rise up, hits that one over Peter Suter, and then drains the big 3 from the right side.
Yep, and Lawson, he's caught fire. He's a player who could really give you 5 threes and a half if you allow him to. So he wants to stay aggressive and try to find other ways. There needs to be multiple Eastern Michigan players playing well to have a chance at this game.
Yeah, so far, Eastern is shooting 8 of 26 from the field for 31%. You see Lawson's numbers. Last 7 games before that game against Toledo, 15 points a contest is what he was averaging. Against the Rockets, though, he struggled. Did not score in that game. He was 0 of 7 from the field and 0 of 4 from deep. So far in this one, he's 2 of 7 from the floor and 1 of 3 from deep. Now, Patterson did get the continuation right before the immediate timeout. Kirby was charged for the foul, so the and one is good, and Eastern now on an 8-2 run to make it 31-22.
Yep, and you needed that. If you're Eastern Michigan, you want to stay aggressive.
That one knocked out of bounds. Good defense there by EMU's Green. Last field goal for Miami was that layup by Woolfolk. It was at the 4:39 mark. That was their first field goal outside of a 3 in 4 possessions. Remember, they had the 3 by Elmer again, and then Byers.
And Eastern has done a better job guarding that three-point line. One of the keys was to put your heels on the line. You can't have your toes like that. When you can't have your toes under the line because Miami doesn't hesitate to shoot the 3.
The rebound went Miami's way. Chanu took a spill to the floor. Woolfolk went right up. The foul's going to be charged to Chanu. Let's go back and take a look where the foul occurred here.
Man, that's just going for the ball. Let's see. That's just unfortunate for Chanu because he was just coming in to go for the ball.
I will put Woolfolk at the line. He's a 58% free throw shooter. 36 of 62. So continuation again for him because the bucket went through. So the and one is good, and it's 34-22. 12-point lead for Miami. Largest lead was when they were up 31-16. It was 15. Eastern shooting 31% from the floor. You talked about needing other people really to step up. So Lawson and Patterson each with 5 for the Eagles. Mansell as well. Hab with just 3. He's 1 of 5 from the floor. Green has only attempted 1 shot. He missed that one. Chanu with the 2 points. He had that dunk. And then Godslove, he's 1 of 2 from the field for 2 points.
Yep, and you saw Eastern Michigan make the quick sub with the adjustment to get Godslove back in the game as Miami went small.
Godslove working with Byers down low. Patterson has it right side, down to 9 on the shot clock. Patterson wide open, he's going to launch a 3. Too strong, ricochet off, goes to Scalejack. Scalejack feeds left side, watch out, that's Byers again. Rattles around, rebound in the hands of Atlason.
This Miami team, they don't hesitate to put the 3 up. I mean, that's how they average 92 points per game. And they'll shoot from way behind the line as well.
And they are deadly from downtown. I mentioned they're tops in the MAC in 3-point field goal percentage and made 3s with the 11 a game. So far they've got 3. They've attempted 16 threes in this game. Now Atlason will head to the free throw line. Foul on Eastern Michigan. Atlason, a 80% free throw shooter this year. They're going to get Patterson for the foul.
And Atlason, he's from Iceland. Think it's cold in Iceland?
I think so. I certainly do. Second free throw is through as well, so 36-22 after the free throws. So a 5-0 run to match that 8-2 spurt for Eastern Michigan. It's 36-22 Miami. 2:11 to play here first half.
If you're Eastern, you want to have a lot of energy here on this possession. Make Miami move.
Oh, pass goes over to Lawson, and that one just thrown out of bounds, went off his left hand. Eagles cough it up again. 8th turnover, and turnovers have been big in this game. 13 points now for the Red Hawks off those miscues.
Got to complete that play. And because you need to get shots up. You can't win without scoring.
Allison goes baseline, and he hammers it home. A 7-0 run right now for Miami makes it 38-22. We talked about getting the crowd into it. A lot of contingent Eastern Michigan fans coming out today. Not a lot to cheer about right now. Eagles trying to find the bottom of the net as Hab misses everything on that one. Suter flips it back left side. That goes over to Scaljak. Atlason launching another three. Fills it up from deep. 41-22, 10-0 run for Miami.
Yep. As mentioned, this Miami team, they don't hesitate to pull the trigger outside the three-point line. They're going to pick, they're going to pop, they're going to relocate, and at any given moment, they have the confidence to let the shot fly.
Remember, they missed their first 6 threes. They are now 4 of 17 in the game. Here's Green. Thought about pulling up to the free throw line. It's down to 4 on the shot clock. Lawson launches an air ball. That one overshoots everything. Under a minute to play here in Ypsilanti.
Yeah, but there's the difference. I mean, you got to be able to shoot it off the catch as opposed to off the dribble, create everything.
Atlason's three was no good. Rebound ricocheted off a couple of hands. Eastern the last one to touch it, so it's going to stay with the Red Hawks, and they can hold for the final shot here, Reg. Just a .1 difference with the game clock and shot clock.
You see the long miss there.
Here we go. Luke Scaljak will bring it up. The sophomore out of Brecksville, Ohio. He's 1 of 5 from the floor for just 2 points in tonight's game. Byers leading the way with 11 for Miami. Down to 10 seconds now on the shot clock. 41-22. Can Miami add to their total? Nice pass inside that goes to Atlason. He was going up for another dunk. He has scored the last 5 points, and they're going to get Rubio for the foul.
And this offense, it's so detailed. I mean, it has a lot of misdirections going on. You see here, after the traditional screen and roll, the player on the opposite side came up to occupy everyone, which had the roller go around the backside. So it's an untraditional screen and roll, but same result where they got to the rim.
Wide open. Rubio again picks up the foul. That will be his first. Allison will connect. Largest lead of the game at 20.
And if you're the help side defender in that situation, you have to either know that's coming or you got to let that guy go. And when I say let him go, let the decoy guy just let him go and stay home and protect the rim.
43-22. Second free throw is through. 5.2 on the clock here for Eastern Michigan. Rubio gets this one into Ellison. Half court, throws it over to Hab. Launches a three at the buzzer. It does not go in Miami. Goes on a 12-0 run to close out the first half. It's 43-22. Stay with us. We're going to join Greg Steiner and Elena Davis for a studio update after this.
43-22, it's Miami on top of Eastern Michigan at the George Gervin Game Above Center, and the college basketball universe is focused on Washtenaw County here in Southeast Michigan, the only county in America to host 2 top 25 contests in the same night, and that is tonight. She's Elena Davis, I'm Greg Steiner. Thanks for spending the next few minutes with us. We'll get back to Ryan and Reggie momentarily, but well, it was Eastern Michigan hanging with Miami for a while, but they've had so many missed opportunities.
Well, Greg, we knew this going into this game that Miami is ranked #1 nationally in effective field goal percentage and field goal percentage. So we knew it was going to be a high-scoring contest on Miami's side.
Well, it wasn't for a while. As we take a look at first half highlights that looked like this, it was a slow start for both squads, Eastern and Miami, but it was the Redhawks getting Luke Saljak to hit the 3 to give him the start, or hit the 2 to give him the start. 3 different Redhawks score. Hab had a wide open look at the other end as Eastern was just not able to get anything going. Finally, it was Patterson able to get it to go for EMU. Then a pocket picked, Mac Mansell at the other end. He's going to find himself in the corner just like that, a 9-0 Eastern Michigan spurt. And Eastern was trying to claw back, but Ian Elmore finally for the Redhawks, the 3 opening up outside after it had been so quiet for Miami, and they just do what they do. Then Hab at the other end, dunk inside. Just the 5th make of the first half for Eastern Michigan at that point. Then at the other end, Atlason, well, Miami here where they're on the run. They were able to jam it in as they were able to go on a 12-0 run down the stretch, as Eastern Michigan was not able to score for the last 3:39 of that first half. Not a way you want in front of a big crowd to encourage the fan base to get into it.
Well, that's a good point. And also turnovers have been significant, right? Like Miami, has 2 and Eastern has 8.
Let's take a look at first half stats. They look like this as Miami for the first contest goes 16 for 36. They were 4 for 18 from deep and 7 for 7 from the stripe. Eastern 8 of 30, yes, 8 of 30. Just 2 of 12 from the long line, 4 or 5 from the stripe. Redhawks dominating the rebounding edge, 24-19. Turnovers have been a problem. Eastern Michigan has flipped it over 8 times. That's led to 15 Redhawk points and this 43-22 advantage. We're just getting started here in Ypsi. When we return, we'll bring Ryan and Reggie back. We'll also hear Elena's thoughts from the coaches. We're just getting started here at the break. Number 21 ranked Redhawks against EMU. Red Hawk push gave them the commanding lead at the break as we welcome you back inside the building. Two schools will match up once more, but on the women's basketball side tomorrow evening, as Dave Meyer's Red Hawks will be here as they look to defend first place in the Mid-American Conference. And on the women's side, meanwhile, Sahar Nusseibeh and company, well, they are 2 games out of the playoff race, trying to get to Cleveland and need some help as they chase Bowling Green. That'll take place tomorrow, 6:30, right here on our ESPN family of networks. Let's take a look at the guys who called it from courtside to begin with. Ryan and Reggie, through the magic of television, respond. Reggie, you've been in these top 25 matchups before. You've been in games with your Eastern Michigan. How do you take the deep breath and slow it down? Because it seems like, again, you're pushing, you're over trying, and you haven't let it come naturally.
Well, literally one possession at a time. And I know that's a cliche saying, but the first possession on offense, you try to get the best shot. The first possession on defense, you try to get a stop. I mean, you're literally going to have to break this thing down into about 40 possessions. You have a chance to come back.
Well, when you got a guy like Brant Byers, it's pretty tough to do because he has been dominating in this first half for the Red Hawks.
Yes, he has. I mean, he's done it all. He's finished. He's rebounded. I didn't know he was so tough. He's done a little bit of everything, and he's been a key cog to Miami.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Ball rotation. I think that's the one thing I like the most, Ryan. It's unselfish play. Everybody's getting involved.
That's the thing. I mean, this is a team top to bottom. They have scorers, they have shooters. Byers is one of those guys that can really score at all 3 levels, but they have guys that are not afraid of the big moment. We saw it during that run. 12-0 to end that first half, Greg. They answered Eastern Michigan's couple of runs. This is why this team's 27-0 for a reason.
They are, and on the flip side, Eastern Michigan, their guy, Greg Lawson, needs to step up, but so far has struggled. What's been the biggest issue you guys have seen?
I think it's confidence, right? I mean, like, you look at that Toledo game, we were talking about it. He got that start against Central Michigan, double figures in 6 of 8 games, and against Toledo, he kind of laid the egg. He was no points and only 1 rebound. He got the jump shot here, then he got the 3-pointer from the right side. You thought maybe that would get him going, but now just 2 of 8 so far in this game. So I think if a couple more fall, we're going to see the Greg Lawson that Eastern Michigan's expecting.
All right, you guys are courtside. I'm not. What's the energy like in this building?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Like I described during the game, the fans were chanting overrated before while Miami was just warming up. So it's phenomenal. Eastern Michigan just has to give them something to cheer about.
It's kind of what the MAC wants. They want this road show to continue, and the odds makers want them in the championship game in Cleveland. We'll let you guys enjoy the second half as we'll send it back to you in just about 4 minutes. We'll be tipping off, but we are just getting started. 20 minutes to go. Can the Red Hawks punch their ticket to 28-0? We'll find out on the other side of this.
second half about to get started here in Ypsilanti, and we talked about it at halftime about Miami's shooting success, and it all starts with the 6 players on their team that average double figure each game, guys. I talked to Coach Steele about it, and he said their connectivity is what fuels this team. He called it their superpower, a very strong word from a head coach. He also said cutting, screening, and ball movement create different leading scorers each and every night, leading to that success, Ryan.
You see it all the time, Elena, and right now Brant Byers is the leading scorer. He's the only one in double figures. He's got 11 points along with 4 rebounds. He's 4 of 11 from the field, but then you got Elmer right behind him at 8. You also have Atlason, who had 9 after coming on stronger in that 12-0 run. But, Reggie, that's just the unselfish play of a team that's 27-0, realizing sometimes you're most effective with the sum of all your parts.
Yes, absolutely. They share the ball, and everybody's a threat. So Coach mentioned the cutting, passing, and everything, but everybody's a threat. Everybody has confidence.
Miami, right out of the get-go, puts the ball in the net, 45-22. This is their largest lead of the game, 23 points. It is a 14-0 run dating back to the end of the first half. Eastern has not had a field goal since the 3:34 mark of the first half. That was Patterson, who had the bucket in the and one. Here's Ellison down to 4 on the shot clock. He tried feeding it over to Lawson. It's intercepted. Trying to push it now is Suter. Suter takes it all the way to the hole. Got the foul. Couldn't finish at the rim, but he'll have a couple of free throws coming his way.
Yep, and an unfortunate play. Yeah, Ellison, who got a little bit too far into the paint there, had the turnover, and so Lawson picks up the foul as a result.
So Suter will head to the free throw line. 74% free throw shooter on the season. Has made 64 of his 86 attempts. That one spins all the way around and out. And the basketball band doing everything they can right now to distract him. You see the signs. They let the whole team down. They got a couple of people on a ladder with some wiggly worms, whatever you want to call those things.
This is college basketball. College basketball is, to me, is the best.
Well, Greg asked what the atmosphere was like out here, and I'll tell you what, this has been the best attended game Eastern Michigan has had all season. You got Eagle fans here, you have a lot of Miami fans that made the trip. You might even have some casual fans here as well. They whistle that one down as they take a look at the lower bowl here at the George Gervin Game Above Center. 12 straight wins is what Miami has done on the road, and that's one thing Travis Steele also told us on the call this week. He was talking to Elena and telling her, like, look, we love being able to take opposing crowds out of a game. Like, they thrive on that, and so far they've done it tonight.
Yeah, that's a challenge that they've accepted, and they've turned this into a fun thing. One of the assistants before the game, he was talking about, hey, before the game, we take this very serious, but the guys are such a loose, chill bunch that they were in the locker room laughing. Not, again, out of seriousness, but just that's the flavor of their team.
48-22. The beating continues right now by the Red Hawks here in the second half. They've been able to get to the rim each time. Hab right there tried to go in, couldn't get it to go. Goes off and out of bounds, so it's going to go Miami's way. Godslev thought it was off of the Red Hawks. Byers got that last bucket for Miami, and now the officials are going to talk this one over. 18:23 to play here in this game. 48-22. Miami on top of Eastern in Ypsilanti. A lot of flashbacks here during this game, but how about this one? Miami Redhawks in Eastern Michigan back in 1999 at the then Convocation Center. Wally Szczerbiak taking part in this one. And Reggie, we were just talking, you actually had a chance to play against Wally during your career. Here you see Szczerbiak at the free throw line. At that point, he had 23 points, 8 of 12 from the field. But so many things have changed since you see this footage. Not only the quality of the tape, but just the floor here. Ben Braun Court, of course, here in Ypsilanti. And it's kind of cool to look back the history between these two teams. And I know as we were watching that, an official just came over and told you what they were reviewing.
Yes, and so it's going to stay Miami's ball, and Eastern Michigan lost the challenge. So they won't be able to challenge anymore. But you were watching those clips, and Wally Szczerbiak, I mean, man, he was real. He was real. He was a heck of a player, heck of a shooter, very disciplined, and he was a guy who gave you fits.
We showed you the storming of the court, too, at the Bowen Fieldhouse when Eastern upset Wisconsin back in 1994. Their last win against the ranked team came back in 1997. That was up the road in Ann Arbor against University of Michigan when they won in overtime. There's Byers. Takes it right to the rim. That one too strong. Godslove able to pull down the rebound. It is a 17-0 run right now for Miami. It was 31-22. That was after Eastern had their last field goal of Patterson. Since then, it has been all Redhawks in the first half and into the second here. Habhab trying to change that. Shot no good. Going for the rebound underneath was Godslove, and they'll whistle it down. They're going to get a foul here on Miami.
And if you're Habhab, your thought process has to be, what it can't be is, oh man, I can't buy one, or I'm not making anything. No, it just has to be next one. Next shot is your best shot.
Pass comes into Green, and he puts it up off the window and in.
Yeah, good job by Braylon Green, finding an open gap in that out-of-bounds play and going up strong.
So Green gets his first field goal of the game, and one coming. Eastern Michigan was 4-5 in the first half, shooting 80% at the stripe. Meantime, Miami was to tap it better, 8 of 9 from the free throw line at 89%. But Green trying to inch Eastern Michigan a little bit closer, and will leave it short.
Yep, you got to be able to make free throws in order to come back, because the free points while the clock stopped.
24-point lead for Miami as they look to move to 28-0 on the season. And we were talking about it at halftime, Reg, with Greg, like there's just no magic bucket that you can come back and erase. So what does the Eagles have to do, really? It's 17:34 on the clock. Where do you think time-wise they have to be as they start heading into that 10-minute mark, and then score-wise to really have a chance to get back into this game?
Well, you got to get this under 20 as soon as possible, hopefully by the 15, but it's really 16-minute mark. And from there, by the 10-minute mark, I mean, you want to be at 12. And if you're at 12 by 10 minutes, I think you have a chance to come back. But what happens a lot during comebacks is you spend all your energy coming back. Then the other team calls a timeout. And, like, you come out of that timeout and you don't have enough gas left. So it's a process to comebacks.
I mean, think about how this game started. Eastern fell down 12-0 and then used a 9-2 run to get back into it. It was 14-9 at that point. But then they gave up a 9-0 run on the opposite side. And, of course, that's early in the game. You're talking later stages. This nice pass goes in to Peter Suter. He lays that one up and in, and it's 50-24 Miami.
Yeah, and what happens is during comebacks, you got to dominate the timeouts. And when I say dominate the timeouts, and at that nice and one there, but when I say dominate the timeouts, your comeback made the other team call a timeout.
Right.
Well, you have to keep that going when you come out of that timeout, and that's hard to do.
And think about what happened, because exactly what you're talking about. Eastern used that 9-2 run. They got within that 14-9 mark. Then the timeout happened, and then Eastern turned it over twice on the ensuing possession, and then it resulted in that 9-0 run by Miami.
Got to find a way to keep it going. And that takes something by the other team. The other team has to fall apart a little bit themselves, so it's not just like you're out here playing yourself. But right now, Eastern Michigan throwing on this trap, that's something that's going to hopefully speed Miami up if you're them.
Elmer, nice pass into Wolf Volk. He goes in, goes for the jam, and then that one ricochets up into the rafters. It was a volleyball-style hit. They dug that one out. They're going to get a foul on EMU. It's going to be on Godslove.
Yeah, and weird play, like Wolfolk, he was open, and Godslove, who's always going to contest, he feels he got a lot of ball.
Godslove leads Eastern Michigan in blocks this season. He's fourth in the conference, has 38 on the year. Eastern already with 4 blocks in the game. Woolfolk now at the free throw line will leave it short. Go back and watch how high this thing goes.
That was a lot of balls, and that was a lot of ball. And one thing about the advantage, good job by Woolfolk of going strong. Had he went to lay the ball up, Goslove would have blocked it into the stands. But because he went up to dunk, I mean, you have the referees to where they felt it was a foul.
And they'll miss both. Crowd erupts. Eastern Michigan will bring it down. Green with it. Passes that one all the way over to Lawson, but that one's knocked out of bounds by Woolfolk, who got back late defensively, but just got his hands on it.
Yep, and that's a good play getting back. Braylon Green, I don't mind that if I'm Coach Heath. You're trying to get something. You're trying to score out of that, not just get it across half court.
Patterson set the trigger here to the right of the rim. Here's Hab. Trying to back down Woolfolk. Left-handed skyhook doesn't go. Woolfolk right there for the rebound. That's his now 3rd of the game to go along with his 7 points. Scalejack drops it back off to him. And goes off the foot of Woolfolk. Hab comes away with it. Eastern will slow it down with Lawson now bringing it down the floor.
Yep, and Hab after that miss. If you're him, you start to wonder, what's the easiest thing that you can do? What's the easy part of your game?
They tried going baseline. Hab now 1 for 11 in the game. He's 0 for 3 from deep, only 3 points, and this is reminiscent of what we saw against Ohio. We referenced that game just a couple games ago. He was 0 of 11 in the contest against the Bobcats, where Paveletzky hit that half-court shot. As Byers rises for a 3, it's no good. And we said at the top of the broadcast, if Eastern was going to win this game, they need Hab.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you've had some opportunities to learn from the bad shooting games, per se. I mean, what worked, what didn't?
There's Lawson. He goes in, gets some contact. Ball rolls off the rim, and that will take us to immediate timeout. 15:34 to go on this one. It is Miami on top of Eastern Michigan, 50-27. Brant Byers doing the damage. 13 points for him so far in the game. Cleveland starting to heat up. We are here in Ypsilanti between Eastern Michigan and Miami. Of course, the Red Hawks, the #1 seeded team, they have locked in their spot. Akron has already locked in theirs, as has Kent State. Everything else kind of up in flux right now. UMass sitting in that 8th spot. Still stuff to be decided. Eastern Michigan on the outside looking in, and we talked about it on the onset, Reg. One of these teams are going to go home unhappy. Either Miami's season was going to come to an end for the undefeated mark, or Eastern Michigan's road to Cleveland is going to be filled with that biggest pothole, because even if they went 3-0, there's only a 70% chance they're going to make it. If they go 2-1 now, there's a less than 5% chance they're going to make it.
Yeah, they'll need a lot of help if they're not able to come back. And for Miami, I mean, the streak is important, but they want to win every game.
And this is what's on the docket for them. At Western, home to Toledo, at Ohio, and then they're on their way to Cleveland. They're trying to join the recent unbeaten regular season pre-tournament teams. Talking Gonzaga, that was during the 2021 season. They went 26-0 and ended up losing in the final. Kentucky, during the 14-15 season, was 34-0, lost in the Final Four, and then Wichita State, you might remember that, the 2013-14 season, they entered the NCAA tournament at 34-0. Certainly Miami fans will love to see a redemption after last year's loss to Akron. And as Travis Steele said, hang that banner down there in Oxford.
Yeah, and something has to fuel you, and that game is fueling them this season.
Well, right now, Lawson is being fueled up. As he hits another three, that one from the left side. That's 7 straight points for Gregory Lawson.
Yep, and Lawson, he's come to play today. Just have to keep the momentum going.
50-32. Eastern on an 8-0 run. 2-minute scoring drought right now for Miami. Feed it over to the right side. That goes over to Suter. Oh, no look pass. And then almost able to get that one up. And in was Allison. Instead, Eastern Michigan now with it. Trying to push. Again, going in. They're going to get a jump ball call. It will stay with Eastern Michigan, but you can see a difference in approach right now, Reg. Eastern is driving downhill towards the basket, and Lawson's leading the charge.
Yeah, if you're not going to be able to knock those jump shots down, get to the rim.
So again, possession arrow favors EMU. It will stay with the Eagles. 24 on the shot clock. Patterson set to inbound it. Lawson will get it in front of the Eastern Michigan bench. Spins. Takes it all the way and draws another foul. So again, we've been talking about Lawson's rise this season and just elevating his game. And right now, it's almost like they're leaning on him to take over with everybody else struggling from the floor.
Yeah, and this is how it's been, is indicative of how his season's gone. I mean, I said a few games ago, it's to be studied. He wasn't deep, he wasn't heavy in the rotation early in the season. He didn't hang his head. Still showed up to practice. Coaches were saying he was staying late, getting shots up, and when his opportunity was called, he was ready.
Lawson with 13 points right now for EMU. That leads the way. Only player in double figures for the Eagles. It's a perfect 4 of 4 from the stripe. Make it 5 of 5.
And, you know, when you have somebody who's producing like that, you ride him until you can't.
So it's now 50-34. Eastern Michigan applying some pressure defense here. They're going to force Miami to take the timeout. So 50-34, and you take a look at what Eastern Michigan has done against top-tier competition. And Reggie, this is something that I really wanted to focus on because against Ohio, I mentioned that Jackson Pavletsky hit that half-court shot. Otherwise, the Eagles beat the Bobcats here at home. Here at the George Gervin Game Above Center against Kent State, they lost in double overtime by 1. They returned trip to Kent. They ended up losing by 4, and then they played Akron, the second-best team in the league this year, and lost by 2. Eastern has risen to the occasion against top-tier competition. Unfortunately, the wins haven't been there. 0-5 against those teams, but 4 of those 5 have been by 4 points or less.
Yeah, I mean, it showed. It showed. They have the talent. They have the ability. They show up in big games. They just hadn't been able to get over the hump.
And you just think about, coulda, woulda, shouldas, and you can't play that game a lot. But, I mean, those are some wins that you could have back, and now instead of on the outside looking in, you're thinking, all right, no matter what happens in this game, maybe you're still heading to the MAC tournament.
Correct.
But right now, your season's on the brink. Perry trying to fight his way in. That will end the scoring drought for Miami. Nearly 3 minutes since their last field goal, and it's 52-34.
Yep, and so let's see here. Miami was able to strike first, but let's see who wins this timeout.
Rising up from the left side. That was Lawson. Heat check moment. Godslove nearly saved it, but steps out on the end line, so Eastern Michigan will cough it up. 11th turnover now for EMU. And Miami really converting those points off those turnovers. 18 so far in the game for the Redhawks.
And you see here, Sanders coming into the game for the first time as they're going to try to find some more offensive punch.
Inbound pass will come. Controlling it will be Peter Suter.
so in this trap that Eastern has going on, they're going to try to put Bo Habhab up top to cause some confusion.
Perry with it. He scored the last bucket here for Miami. Just inside the three-point arc. Rises up, doesn't go. Godslove able to grab that rebound. Give him 7 now in the game. And Lawson will bring it down the floor with the team leading 15 points.
But Godslove, he's going to always compete.
He's another guy that has elevated his game this year from last year. Nice knockaway again by Suter. 2-on-1. Suter, though, takes it all the way. Lawson tried to slide over at the last second, but Suter puts it up and again, another turnover leads to easy points.
Got to be able to just to at least get a shot up. That's one thing. You wonder how Miami averages 92 points. Well, in the first half, they only had 2 turnovers.
Yep.
You know, when you only have 2 turnovers, that means most of those possessions you got a shot up.
In that first half, too, they were 21 of 47 from the field. They're 5 of 11 here in the second. But Eastern Michigan continuing to get point production from Gregory Lawson. Another opportunity makes it 37 points for the Eagles, but Miami got it back to that 20-point plateau right before this 3.
Yep, and if you're Eastern Michigan, find Lawson. I mean, he's the one who has the hot hand. He's the one who showed up to play. You find him and you keep riding him until he has nothing left.
Just think about, you want to think ahead to next year, but you talk about Godslove's growth from last year to this year. You talk about Lawson's growth this year as a true freshman. Habhab, of course, really his first full season playing. There's some pieces here for EMU. Here's Habhab trying to go in, muscling his way. Partially blocked underneath by Ian Elmer. And they're going to get a foul instead on Atlason.
Oh, absolutely. And besides that, there's a narrative to this. When I say there's a narrative to this, there's some guys on this Eastern Michigan team who, in a way, feel that they've been given up on, per se, or you know, they hadn't had success before this. And so, I mean, you see the growth of Habhab. This is just his first season getting a lot of time, like you said. Godslove, I mean, minutes were sparingly. Greg Lawson, he's a former top 100 recruit. And, you know, now he's here at Eastern Michigan. And imagine how that feels at the beginning of the season and you're not in the lineup. But he's fought. He's fought. You know, his uncle's here on the staff and was encouraging him every day and made him show up to the gym. And, I mean, there's a lot of storylines to this, and they just have to continue to get better.
5 straight points right now for the Eagles. They close the gap a little bit more. It's 54-39. Miami in firm control. If you're just joining us, they jumped out to a 12-0 lead. They've led the entire way. Eastern got within 9. That was as close as it's been since really part of the first half. Atlason now with it. 7 to shoot on the shot clock. Backing down Godslove. Sanders reaches in. Atlason puts it up and somehow gets that one to go.
That's a strong move by Atlason. I mean, he gave 2 bumps and then shot the 1-leg fadeaway.
There's Patterson. He pump faked and got Ian Elmer to jump over top of him.
Yeah, he completely hurdled him.
He hurdled them. And that will take us to a media timeout. It is 56-39. Miami in firm control here at the George Gervin Game Above Center. scores at the half. Gregory Lawson just 5 points in the first 20 minutes, but he has elevated his game here in the second half, Reg, now with 18.
Yes, he has. I mean, he's been aggressive. He's been sure of himself. The thing is, there's so many parts to this game, and it looks like he has confidence. It looks like he's not second-guessing himself. And he's coming off an 0 for 7 game.
Well, he's putting on a show for the fans in attendance. How about this? 3,136 fans here at the George Gervin Game Above Center tonight. It is the most since February of 2024, and it is the 26th largest crowd in building history. They got loud at one point. Unfortunately, have not had a lot to cheer about, but hoping Eastern can mount a comeback here in the final 11:30.
Yeah, and what a great crowd. I mean, they did a really good job getting everybody out, and you know, this is great for the MAC. I mean, what Miami is doing, even, you know, every team that loses to them along the way hates it. But overall, what they're doing for the MAC, I mean, it's wonderful. I truly think that Miami is an NCAA tournament team, regardless on if they win the conference tournament or not. So, you know, every game against them is a big opportunity.
Of course, their fans traveled up here, Eastern, with a great fan contingent, as you saw, as Lawson tries going in, was looking for contact. But no, this is what college basketball should be. And you know, if Eastern Michigan can get a competitive team year in and year out, I mean, I think the fans certainly will come out. Remember when Nemani Bates was here, the fans came out on the early on stages of that and then kind of filtered down the stretch. But it is a different environment inside this building with the fans in attendance.
Absolutely. I mean, Michigan is a basketball state, and, you know, especially Eastern Michigan, the area is a basketball side of town. So if you can get things going, they'll come support you.
There's Lawson again. Puts it up. That's a 20-point outing now for Gregory Lawson. His season high has been 22. And that one nearly saved, and it's picked up by Lawson down in the corner. Green trying to bring it up here for EMU. Goes baseline, kicks it out to Lawson. He's looking for a three right side. Oh, he hits it! Halfway down, nearly popped out, and Gregory Lawson now with 23 points, a new career high for him. And it's now 56-44.
And Ryan, what we say earlier, 12 points at the 10-minute mark?
You did. He is on fire, Edge, and he is the one trying to will this team back. You called it where it's got to be. It's going to take shots like that and defensive efforts on the other side to keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what heart shown by Greg Lawson. You know, can't say enough about him. I mean, how he's turned his season around through his work, through staying in the gym, and here he is performing at the biggest stage.
56-44, Eastern Michigan trailed early in this game by 26. It was 50-24. But how about this? 23 points for him. He has got 18 in the second half. The rest of the team, just 4.
So if I'm drawing something up, guess who's shooting?
Yeah, he's going to Lawson downhill, maybe even getting to the line.
You know, yeah, we'll get you oxygen back, but I'm gonna ride you today, Greg. If I'm Eastern Michigan.
We mentioned Miami, how good they've been in scoring at 92 a game, but they have had a lot of close games. They've had 3 overtime games that they've went on to win, and they've also had 4 wins by 5 points or less and 3 by 3 points or less, so they know how to play in close games. Here's one at the buzzer. That shot offline. Rebound goes over to Suter. Now it's rolling around. Woolfolk underneath. It's blocked by Godslove. Picked up by Godslove in front of the Miami bench, and Eastern Michigan coming back down the floor.
What effort by Godslove right there to get the block and the rebound.
Lawson. Oh, he stumbled, but he's going to rise up for 3. He hit it! Godslove! You talk about getting the crowd involved. Here we go. 56-47.
It's the Greg Lawson show. He's feeling it right now.
Lawson with a huge 3. Godslove underneath. It's blocked behind by Addison Patterson. Listen to this place.
Oh, this place is going nuts. You see the fans there. They're into it. Addison Patterson did a great job of not settling, not watching, going to get the block.
Just from behind, Suter was looking in front, had no idea Patterson was behind him, trying to quiet the crowd. His Byers doesn't go. Hab with the rebound. His second. Eastern Michigan trailing 56-47.
Right now, you got the man with the ball. You keep on moving and try to find something.
Goes inside. Hab couldn't get it to go, but Godslove right there for the cleanup. And Eastern Michigan on a 10-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 13-2 over the last 4.
Great job by Eastern Michigan of giving themselves hope. They play possession by possession. Now you have the chance to cut this lead even more.
Listen to the crowd. Down to 8. They work it around right side. That 3 halfway down doesn't go. Godslove grabs the rebound. Huge rebound by Godslove, his 10th of the game. Now Green directing traffic to slow it down. Watch out, Lawson, top of the key. Oh, is halfway there. Hab with the offensive board. He goes up, draws the foul.
There it is. And now if you're Eastern Michigan, something subtle is now in your favor. Hab is about to get some points on the board. You know, he's about to get some free throws and get into it more, which makes Eastern Michigan even more deadly.
Remember, the Eagles trailed by 26. It was 50-24. They have been outscored. The Redhawks have 27-13 here in the second half. Huge free throws right now from Hab. Rattles around and falls. We got a 6-point game in Ypsilanti. Hab looking for his second here. He's 3 of 4 from the line.
And it's important for Chanu, who's coming the game for Godslove, to keep that intensity up.
Couldn't get it, but Chanu almost had a chance at the rebound, but still a 6-point game. Skaljak, nice pass inside to Wolfpool. Gets that one to go, and now it gets the Miami fans up on their feet.
Yep, and right there, Miami ran a great play. Came off the screen, found the cutter, and was able to get the and one. And in my opinion, that's the immediate Godslove effect. I mean, you don't have the activity in there. And Braylon Green, he got caught coming from the help side. I mean, but he's a guard trying to come over. Wolfhope, he's a big guy.
Free throw is through. Back to a 9-point lead. But how big is this possession for EMU, Reg? Right before the media timeout, 8:06 to go in this game. You now trail by 9, but the momentum seems to be on your side.
Yep. So you want to go back to what's working. I mean, you try to get some off-ball action and bring Lawson up top. He's made most of his threes from there.
There's Patterson. In the legs. Picks up his dribble. Hab thought about a 3. Pump fake. Now he goes right to the rim. Sky hooks. It doesn't go. And the rebound into the hands of Miami. They're trying to push. That goes to Skaljak. Now going baseline. No good. Rattles around. Hab cleans it up.
If you're Eastern, Lawson has to touch the ball.
Chanu sets a screen for Green. Lays it up. Chanu, oh, he missed the dunk, but gets the rebound, then off his hands, saved it. But they're going to get a reach in, and it's going to go Miami's way, it appears. 9-point lead for Miami, but Eastern Michigan making a run. They have outscored the Redhawks 28-16 in the second half.
game, and you guys talked about it a little bit, but Coach Steele told us that he thinks this Miami team is a better road team than home. And that's saying something with their home win streak, guys. He said this group just stays calm, cool, and collected even when they're in their best pressure moments, and it's testing it right now. They embrace the us versus the world mindset, and he says he loves silencing this crowd. Let's see if he does it tonight, Ryan.
Well, they were silencing them after Eastern went on that 26-9 run with the last 3 points by Woolfolk. But this is a big possession, Elena, coming out of the timeout, because Reggie talked about it. You exert so much effort to come back. They trailed 50-24 before this run. Eastern now down 9. Miami with the ball, and this is where you get to see where Travis Steele can diagram a play out of a timeout.
Yep, absolutely. Whatever Miami does, it was directly drawn up by Coach Steele. And he talked about who wins the timeout, who comes out and makes the run after they've gotten to see their coach.
Just over 7 minutes to play in this game. Miami 27-0. Skeljack goes right side, over to Suter, now back to Byers. Suter rises up for a 3, backside of the iron doesn't go, rebound though underneath to Elmer, stripped away by Eastern. Green got his hand on that one, and now he'll control it coming down. Eagles get the stop, they trail by 9.
Great job by Green being active.
Godslove back out there. You said he's going to probably have to play the whole rest of the way, barring any foul issues. Here's Lawson leading the way with Eastern's 26 points. That's a career high for him. Patterson down to 10, drives in, puts it up off the window, couldn't get it to go, but draws some contacts.
Yep. Those are the type of plays you just got to make. If there's nothing there, you got to create something. Good job by Patterson. And I think Lawson needs to be a part of every play. If he did, he touched it, but he continued to run the play. You got to look at the rim. Keep yourself in flow as well.
Lawson had just 5 points in the first half. He's got 26 overall. Now Patterson at the line, he's got 5 points. He's 1 of 1 from the stripe so far in this game, and he shortchanges the front end of that one.
Free throws are so crucial for both teams, because if you're Miami, they would expand your lead. But if you're Eastern, they cut the lead while the clock is stopped.
And he missed both. That one was halfway down and popped out. Patterson now with just 5 still. Spin in the lane. Kick it out. Atlason looking for 3. That one's halfway down, no good. So Eastern got 2 stops out of the timeout, but couldn't score on the other side. Now here we go, Lawson with it. He's going to rise up for 3. Oh, and a good look, and that one was halfway down and then rimmed out.
That's the one you take, though. I mean, you know, it's been your half. You got to take it, whether you like to make it, but you got to keep yourself in rhythm.
It's blocked. Godslove again. Another block by Eastern Michigan. 7th block of the game. Miami has won for the last 13 down the floor. Eastern has missed their last 4 shots as they try to get back into this. This one coming our way and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Elmer. So it will stay with Eastern Michigan.
Just as important as getting the shot up is holding the ball strong right now. I mean, these Miami players, they have Elmer. I mean, he's a defensive thief. You know, he's trying to swipe at balls. You got to hold it strong.
It's 22nd of the MAC and steals. Pass inside to Habhab, goes up, lays it in. Eastern Michigan now within 7. 59-52.
Great sideline out of bounds play right there.
Miami has not scored in 3 minutes. That one swatted away, nearly stolen on the baseline, and it's picked up, knocked back out, and Eastern is going to come away with the ball.
Suter tried to go get it, but it was a little bit too low.
Block at the rim by Habhab. Suter, you talked about it, laid out for it, and the crowd back into it. Just over 5 minutes to go. Patterson over to Green, pump fakes, back to Habhab. Lawson still on the right side here. Habhab taking it strong to the hole, spins, gets some contact, gets the shot up, it does not go. Another possession where Lawson didn't touch it.
That's it. You got to figure it out. You got to find them.
Lawson leading the way with 26.
And I'm sure he's fatigued.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
You know, the season's on the line, so you got to find a way to channel your inner energy.
That was Atlason who was cutting towards the bucket. They're going to get a foul on Godslove. That is now his fourth, and you said he's going to have to play the rest of the way. But now 4 fouls on Godslove, and that changes the dynamic when he's not out there. They are a different team when he's on the floor.
You got to figure it out. And, you got to figure out. So they're going to bring Shanu in, and if Shanu brings the energy in, then they'll be all right. But there's no place right here for anything but the utmost energy within this game.
Atlason at the line. Miami is 2 of 5 from the stripe. This half, that one will go through. Back to an 8-point game.
That's a big free throw right there.
And he's shooting into the student section. They're all wearing those Ypsilanti shirts that they were giving out for free. Got a jump roper for the basketball band. Second free throw, it's the backside of the rim. Patterson with the rebound. Stays an 8-point game. 4:45 to go.
And there's a lot of possessions left for both teams.
Drew has it top of the key, feeds it over to Green left side. Hab now takes it. Double team comes his way. Lawson on the right side. Now he gets it. Rises up for 3. Right side of the rim doesn't go. Shanu had it. Saves it. Back to Hab off his hands. Eastern turns it over. Miami pushing 2-on-1. Shot rolls around the rim and finally falls through by Peter Suter. Quickly the other way, that's Patterson. He takes it all the way in. There was no call, but he gets the bucket and gets it back.
Right back. You saw Miami of Ohio have a fast break. Braylon Green let him go. Good job, so you can get the ball out quick.
Number 4 to play here at the George Gervin game above center.
You see Miami being patient, looking for what's right.
Down to 6. Long 3 for Atlason. Doesn't go. Hab goes for the rebound and a foul on Miami. It is the 19th foul, and it takes us to our final media. Eastern making a run. They're down 8 in Ypsi. This evening's showdown between the Eagles and the Red Hawks in Ypsilanti, brought to you by Belfour Property Restoration, the leading disaster recovery partner for businesses and communities across Michigan and around the world, as well as the Eastern Insider Podcast, which is powered by DTE. New podcasts coming your way every week on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, and more. Well, back inside the George Gervin Game Above Center, 3,100 strong here for this game between the Miami Redhawks and the Eagles of Eastern. Miami trying to move to 28-0, but right now they got to hang on to do so. They led by 26. They've been outscored 32-19 here in the second half. Mo Habhab at the free throw line trying to cut into that lead just a little bit more. Habhab with 8 points on the night. He's converted 4 of his 6 free throw attempts. One rattles around and pops out. So free throws, an issue for the Eagles right now. They're 12 of 18 in the game.
And 4 points left on the board in the last minute.
Suter picks up his dribble. Miami's won for their last 8 down the floor. The Eagles defense has come to play. Godslove back out there playing with 4 fouls. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Over 3 minutes to play. Suter, turnaround floater, gets that one to go.
Good patience by Suter. Turned his back, went to the post and knocked down the jump hook.
Back to a 10-point game. Habhab. Over to Patterson. He's now 7 points and 6 rebounds. Lawson, catch and shoot 3. There it is! Gregory Lawson continues to rise above. 57 points now for the Eagles, 29 for Lawson.
Got to make sure he's involved in every play.
He had 5 points in the first half. Byers trying to answer, and he does! Brent Byers from the right side, back to a 10-point game.
Big time shot.
Byers with 16 points to lead the way for Miami in this one. 2:20 to go. Patterson drives in, gets around his man, scoops and scores.
Yeah, that was a good job by Patterson. The timing was perfect. You had Lawson who was coming off one side curling. Suter was trailing him, and Patterson attacked at that moment while all eyes were on Lawson.
No look pass, and then the dunk on the other side. Antoine Woolfolk hammers it home with authority.
Yeah, great play by Miami.
Answering Eastern Michigan now on every possession. Back to that 10-point lead. Eagles got it down to 8.
And now you see the zone defense here by Miami.
Remember, they had it down to 6 at one point. Now they go inside. That one rattles around. They went to Godslove. We get the foul on Miami. Godslove will head to the stripe. And again, those missed free throws. You talked about those 4 points and what a difference that would make in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it cuts it. It puts. But what it also does is psychologically, it puts pressure on Miami. I mean, you start watching the scoreboard. They've been in some close games, but when you're making those free throws and creeping back in, they start to question themselves.
Miami,
if you can make them.
They were 10 of 14 in the game, only 3 of 7 in the second half. Godslove will connect on his first. Eastern now 9 of 14 from the stripe here in the second half. Back to a 9-point game. So in a situation like this, Red, you got a minute 36. What are you doing, make or miss here? I mean, are you just playing strong defense? Or are you going to start playing the foul game back and forth?
Yeah, right now with that miss, you might got to start playing the foul game. You want to, you find out who has the worst shooting percentages, free throw percentages, and you want to start fouling now, in my opinion.
Aljack feeds it over to Woolfolk, who had the dunk on the last time. Blocked at the rim. That's Godslove, and they're going to get Godslove for the foul, so now he's going to sit out. That's his 5th.
That was the type of foul I mentioned, and that looked like a lot of ball by Godslove.
Take a look at it again.
You had 2 hands up, and then the left hand went for the actual block. So
the officials were conversing at the MAC logo. Godslove, 10 rebounds in this game, 5 points. Just what an effort he has been able to give Eastern Michigan when he's been out there.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been their heart and soul down low, getting a lot of rebounds, getting a lot of blocks. And there were two blocks that could have gone either way that he had that were called fouls.
Eastern with 8 blocks in this game. The second best blocking team in the MAC. Average 4 contest. Woolfolk trying to extend the lead back here to 10. First free throw is good.
It's a big free throw.
70-60. Miami on top. Take a look at the unbeaten company. I mentioned this earlier. Gonzaga 26-0. Kentucky, Wichita State. Gonzaga did it during the 2021 season. Kentucky did it during the 14-15 season, and Wichita State during the 13-14 campaign. Neither team went on to win the championship. Zags lost in the final. Kentucky lost in the Final Four, and Wichita State in the NCAA tournament.
And again, I think this Miami team is a NCAA tournament team, regardless of how the MAC tournament turns out, and they could even possibly make it into the second weekend.
Absolutely. They weathered the storm here against Eastern Michigan. They are 14-0 in the league. Miami starting to feel it on the fan side. They're starting to rise to their feet. Good attendance by the Miami faithful to make the trip here. They're going to move to 28-0. Travis Steele got them to 25 wins last year, which was a new program record. Now he's going to be 3 better this year. And now Stan Heath's going to talk it over with his team, as is Travis Steele. But what an effort Eastern Michigan gave Miami in this game. They did trail early on 12-0, made it close 14-9, and then battled back here in the second half. But let's take a look at some other scores from around the MAC. Akron and Buffalo going at it. Akron was leading in that game. Of course, Akron, one of the top 3 teams. Eastern played them extremely tough, lost by 2. But an 11-point lead, and Reggie, Miami just keeps rolling, and up next for them, they're going to have Western Michigan. That's going to be on the 27th, a 6 p.m. tip. Then they'll have Toledo, and then they close it out with Ohio. So can they go undefeated in conference play? And overall, the answer is yes. The biggest question is, will they?
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's hard to do. The closer you get, the more pressure that mounts. But, you know, they've handled it. They've done a great job of handling it thus far. We see all the close games that they've won, all the situations, and they're starting to embrace it now. Like Coach Steele was talking about their road record.
Well, here's that schedule. February 28th, again, that will be against the Broncos. Then you got the Rockets, who disposed of the Eagles in their last game. And then Ohio, March 6th. That's that final weekend. That's that Friday night. And then all of a sudden, the Mid-American Conference Tournament is underway. And I think Elena had a great feature at the start of this game talking about unfinished business. And they felt that game where they led, what was it, 39 minutes and 53 seconds or whatever it was, and then Akron hit that shot to win it in the end. It's just one of those things where they want to hang a banner and they feel they're good enough, and certainly we're seeing it tonight, as have 27 other teams.
And that's why I think they're uber aware of when a team is coming back, how they can stop the run when Coach Travis calls timeout, and just being cognizant to not let that happen again.
Under a minute to play. Eastern trails by 11. It's 71-60. Lawson dropped it over to Ellison, who had it. He was looking to get the ball back. Now Ellison still with it. Over to Patterson. A lot of time being ticked off. Patterson's shot no good. A rebound in the hands of Woolfolk. Miami content running as much clock as they can here. They'll have to take a shot. Byers passes it inside. Easy lay-in. That goes to Suter. So with .4 between the game clock and shot clock now for the Eagles.
Yep, and so Miami here, they were able to figure it out, stop the runs from Eastern Michigan. I mean, just an impressive half by Greg Lawson to help bring them back.
Eastern got within 6. They trailed by 26 in this second half. They got within 6. It was 56-50 after Godslove, Lawson, and Habhab all scored. But then 3 straight points by Woolfolk kind of spun it right back to that 9-point lead, and they were able to maintain it almost the rest of the way. It did kind of drop down to 8, but since then it's been all Miami.
Yep, it has. And I mean, basketball is a game of runs, and Eastern Michigan, they came out with a lot of fire. The first few minutes of the half were slow, but from that about 16-minute mark, I mean, they really caught fire. They got the right people the ball, and the energy was good on the defensive level as well.
Miami, of course, leads the nation in numerous categories: field goal percentage, scoring offense, 4th in three-point percentage, 8th in scoring margin, 20th in 3 points per game. This is just as complete of a team as you can get. And the Red Hawk faithful now 20.2 seconds away from celebrating a 28-0 start.
I mean, when you see them, they look like the 21st ranked team in the country.
Yes.
You know, they have the offensive pieces. They have poise as well.
Pass comes into Skaljack. He's been heating up as of late as well. Posted a career-high 24 against Bowling Green in their last game. He's also reached double figures in each of his last 9 contests. Shut down in this one, only 4 points. He was 2 of 9 from the floor and didn't connect on any threes.
Yep. Just didn't go the way. That you would think it would go for.
You still had 3 players, make it 4 players in double figures for Miami. Leading the way was Byers. He had 16. Woolfolk with 14 to go along with 5 rebounds. Suter with 13 and Atlason with 12. We have this connection, though, with Stan Heath, the head coach of Eastern Michigan. Remember that Kent State team, 2001-2002 squad? They had won 21 straight games, and they went to the Elite Eight. So now the question remains, Miami besting that mark. They're going to go to 28 straight wins right now. Where are they going to finish?
And, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, college basketball, in my opinion, is wide open.
And then if you're Travis Steele, now that you get Eastern out of the way, do you reach out to Stan Heath and kind of pick his brain and kind of ask him, hey, what were your thoughts? What were things that you worked on? How did you handle this as the pressure continues to mount when you had won 21 in a row? And, of course, Travis now trying to go and get his team to an undefeated regular season.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. The greats are always learning. You know, they're always learning. They're always tapping in. I know he reached out to Phil Martelli, who was with that St. Joe's team, Jameer Nelson and Delonte West, who had won 30+ in a row until the Atlantic 10 tournament, if I remember the finals of that. And so the greats always do reach out.
A free throw no good by Ellison. If there's one thing that you could point to in this game that was an issue, was the free throws. Eastern now 13 of 21 at the stripe.
Yep, and it seemed like they were at the moments that they needed the most to cut that lead from 10 to 6 or from 6 to another point. So, you know, free throws are just a big part of the game. They're almost like field goals in football.
And you think back again to that 56-50 mark. Hap just missed that second free throw, and what it would have done, this place was on fire. You could hear the crowd into it. But in the end, Miami stands tall. They have a 10-point lead right now, and they will let the air dribble out of the basketball. And the Red Hawks do it again. They're the 21st ranked team in the country for a reason, and they come to the George Gervin Game Above Center and now push the road winning streak to 13. They have not lost on the road since March of last year. That was at Ohio, and they are now 28-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the dream season continues.
Everything is advertised for Travis Steele and his team. 4 players in double figures. Byers leading the way. He had 16 points, 6 of 18 from the floor to go along with 5 rebounds. It was Suter behind him, as well as Woolfolk finishes with 14, Suter with 13, and Atlason put up some big numbers from the long line. He was 5 of 6 from the stripe, and they win it 74-64. But let's turn things over now to Elena Davis, who is standing by with Travis Steele.
Coach, a slow pace for you to start and second lowest score for you this season. What were you able to adjust and win?
Well, we scored a lot of points in the first half. Second half, we didn't score many. I think we were 5 for 28 from 3, which is horrific. Set the game back at the 1980s. But again, we just fought through it. Listen, our defense is getting better. I think that shows. We won't shoot like that very often.
3-pointers weren't going your way, but points off of turnovers were. What were you able to do off of those live ball turnovers?
Yeah, get out and go. That's the way we want to play. This game was slowed down. Stan did a great job of controlling the tempo there in the second half with their zone press, back to man. It was choppy, a lot of fouls. Just had no rhythm, you know, and we got to get stops so we can get that ball out, rather than out of the net, get it off the rim and go.
Nights like this when you don't really have everything clicking efficiently like you normally do, but yet able to still get this win, that builds that confidence going down the stretch, doesn't it?
It does. We can win a lot of different ways. We can shoot the ball really well. Obviously, we can score. Our defense has gotten significantly better here over the last 5-6 games. So I think we still got some room for growth, though, here.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ryan.
All right, thank you, Elena, and thank you, Coach, for the time. Another big win for Miami. They are now 28-0 on the season. They knock off the Eagles by 10, 74-64. We're back to talk about it after this. Richmond game above center. The fans of 3,100 plus filing out after they saw Miami knock off the Eagles of Eastern Michigan 74-64. Welcome back here courtside. Ryan Woolley, Reggie Butler here with you. And Reggie, this was almost everything is advertised. Miami looked like they were pulling away, led by 26, but the Eagles made a huge second half run, really thanks to Greg Lawson.
Yes, they did. I mean, Greg Lawson was phenomenal in that second half, with Miami starting to miss shots in the second half. After a hot first half, he was able to take advantage, get a lot of threes. God Love was phenomenal there on the rebounding tip, and they just didn't have enough to get over that hump, though.
Yeah, defensively, Eastern would shut down Miami for a good chunk, and Eastern outscored them there in the second half, but Greg Lawson is going to be our player of the game. Let's take a look at how he really elevated his game. He only had 5 points in the first half, but he would go on to finish with a career-high 29, Reggie.
Yeah, I mean, he shot the ball really well in the second half. He was confident. He took the shots that were there. I mean, it's really, you know, sometimes you want him to be a robot and continue shooting every time, but he gets tired. And so, just good job by Greg.
He scored 24 of Eastern's 42 points in the second half. And just to put that in comparison, Miami had 31 points in the second half themselves, so he almost single-handedly scored as many as the Red Hawks did in that second frame, but finishes with 29, 9 of 22 from the floor, 6 of 13 from deep, and add in a trio of rebounds and an assist. But let's take a look at some of the final numbers of this game, because Miami from top to bottom outplayed Eastern Michigan. They led the entire way. They weathered the storm. You take a look at the bench points, doubling up Eastern Michigan, but not only free throws were an issue, Reggie, but how about points off turnovers?
Yeah, that was a big thing, because those are easy points. Usually when there's a turnover, it's live ball and you can go down and it's not a full defense being set. So Miami was able to take advantage of that.
Well, let's take a look at what's on the horizon for both of these teams, as Eastern will look to rebound in their next game and try to get back on track. They're going to have Buffalo on Tuesday. That'll be March 3rd. And then Miami looks to continue this historic run. They are now 28-0. They will look to move to 29-0 as they visit the Broncos out there in Kalamazoo. That will be on Friday as well, a 6 p.m. tip. So for Reggie Butler, Elena Davis, Greg Steiner, and our entire ESPN crew, my name is Ryan Woolley, saying so long from Ypsilanti, where the Eagles fall to Miami by the final of 74-64. Red Hawks now 28-0 on the season. All games airing here on the ESPN networks are streaming live, and they are archived over on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.